Okay, so now let's get into this Project Runway news because when we first announced that Heidi Klum was coming back to the show, that they were bringing back Project Runway with her, I was relatively excited. And I couldn't wait because I was like, yay, now we're getting Heidi back. But what's up with Tim Gunn? Are we getting Tim Gunn to come back to the show? Because Tim Gunn and Heidi is like peanut butter and jelly. Like they go together. So I don't understand why y'all want to separate them and not have them come on or whatever the case is. Well, word on the street is he said that they're not coming back with him. And he was hurt and disappointed by the fact that they have not contacted him to come back to the show. So apparently it's off Weeda Zane to Tim Gunn as the longtime Project Runway mentor was not asked back for the show's revival. Freeform, Disney Plus, and Hulu didn't make it work for Tim Gunn and will now, I would say, and will not co-host the show alongside Klum when it returns. Now, in a new interview, Gunn revealed that he was not asked back to mentor the designers in the competition reality series. He told People he and Klum have been exchanging text messages about the show's revival, which he expressed interest in returning to co-host. However, when Klum asked Gunn about his contract, he told her he didn't receive one yet. Saying, quote, so I called my agent and he knew things were going on, but he contacted the executive producers of the new show and they said, we don't want him. And my agent said, well, he's done 19 seasons of Runway, 16 with Heidi. The two of them won an Emmy together as hosts, and now you're going to separate them? And they said yes. So I wasn't asked back. Now he mentioned that his agent was contacted about having the fashion consultant make a small cameo in one episode, adding, "What do I do? Wave from the bus?" Okay, because this is an insult. On well, hold on, let me just finish. What do I do? Wave from a bus as the designers are going to mood? Heidi comes to see me at the retirement home and we play croquet. So no, thank you. And as Heidi would say, you're either in or you're out. So I'm out. So I wasn't asked to join. Now, Gunn noted that he was initially devastated, then kind of humiliated about not being asked back, adding, I thought, how lucky am I to have the experience that I've had over the last 20 years? This is phenomenal. I stopped the boo-hooing. I thought, it's really throwing hubris in the face of an angry God to mourn not being on the new show. So I've come to terms with it. And for those of you who don't remember, Project Runway came out about 20 years ago. So that's 2004 on Bravo with Klum as host and judge of the competition series. And then you had Tim Gunn was a mentor to the contestants. So then it just became this thing where Heidi Klum and Tim Gunn became literally the face of Project Runway. So we couldn't do the show without either one of them. And here's the thing, even when Heidi and Tim left Project Runway and they went all trying to bring, Jared Kushner's sister-in-law in as a host, and then y'all had Christian Siriano come in the Tim Gunn role, and then because the other host wasn't doing what needed to be done, they had to make him the host and the mentor. So now it's just sort of like it wasn't given what needed to be given. So now they got Heidi back, but you're not going to bring Tim back. And even when they were all bringing these other people in, then we had the fashion show that they was a part of that was over there on Prime Video that I think was like 2 seasons. What was it called? Next in Fashion? That show was, I mean, it looked like, well, first of all, at Prime Video gave them a big budget, but the show just didn't have that gravitas, that energy that we love from like what Project Runway was. So in a way, I'm glad that they brought Heidi back, but to me, this is a huge mistake to not bring Tim Gunn back to the show. Tim Gunn and Heidi Klum are Project Runway. For that nostalgia aspect of those of us who grew up watching Project Runway from when it first premiered, and then you want to come in and try to do something new, like who's going to be the new mentor? Like, unless now whoever y'all pick to be the new Tim Gunn of this franchise, they have to be spectacular for me to be like, okay, I'm here for it. Other than that, I feel like this is a huge mistake. I don't understand why you would not want to bring him back to the show. I don't know if it's ageism. I don't know if it was just, Disney being dicks or whatever the case is, because quiet as it's kept, y'all just been messy over there in regards to y'all rollouts on a lot of programs and stuff anyway. But if y'all going to come in and not bring him in, I am definitely curious as to who you are going to come in and be the mentor part, unless y'all have a plan of just making Heidi be the host and the mentor the judge. I mean, to the contestants on the show. I mean, as the, I mean, with Heidi kind of coming in and her doing the side thing, I don't know if she has she ever. I think she did have a clothing line or something or another, but I don't know if she has that thing where it's just like she'd be interested to be the host and the mentor. I don't know. It's been so long since I've seen her a part of Project Runway where she was doing stuff solo because I only remember her with Tim Gunn. So yeah, I don't like this with the fact of the matter of that they didn't ask about. I just think it's overtly disrespectful. I'm a huge Tim Gunn fan. I liked his whole, the way that he felt like such a dad to a lot of the contestants that were on the show and what they brought. I mean, what he brought to them, the encouragement and really talking to them and some of the isms and the lines that he would say and all that other stuff. I mean, unless y'all gonna have Kristen Siriano still be a part of the show and have him mentor the fashion designers, then I'd be like, okay, I'm here for it if y'all keep Christian. I miss Michael Kors. That's what they need to bring back. Remember when Michael Kors was on the show? I feel like Michael Kors was messy. I love a messy queen. When they, of course, when they talk about fashion and things. So I would love to see him come back to the show. Damn, there was another show that I was thinking that they needed to revive. Do you think they could bring back Top Model? No, because y'all, the way y'all was ripping that damn show apart, especially with these new videos and things that's coming out, I don't think we'll ever see Top Model come back to the show, and especially with Tyra Banks, because y'all would not let her live a lot of the stuff that went on back in the day with that show down. I don't think there's been any. There's never really been any, as far as I can remember off the top of my head, anything problematic that has come from Project Runway. So it's easy. You can bring that show back and nobody feels a negative way about it. But yeah, American Next Top Model got way too many strays against it, especially with some of the stuff that Jay Manuel has come out and said in interviews. That is like, yeah, I don't see them bringing that back. And you know what? This was reminding me of. This is like y'all were canceled, like y'all did RuPaul's Drag Race, but you got rid of RuPaul and Michelle. And then years later, y'all decided to bring RuPaul back with Michelle, or without Michelle. And RuPaul and Michelle are kind of like peanut butter and jelly, they thick as thieves. You can't have one without the other. That's why I was like, after 2 seasons, they got rid of Merle Ginsburg. And he was able to pull rank and be like, okay, I need my good sis up in here. And they do the show. So to do the show without Michelle would be a travesty. People would be mad. It wouldn't work. So I don't like this whole thing with y'all not bringing Tim Gunn back to the show. But I ask all of you this. What do you think of this story? Are you guys upset that, yeah, apparently Tim Gunn has not been asked to come back to Project Runway as the mentor to the fashion designers? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below.